Hello, this is Marty Eddington. Today I'd like to talk about my book, The New Era of Space Stations. What this book is all about. We are at an exciting threshold for the development and deployment of private space stations and more advanced designs from various countries. This trend shows how quickly space technologies are developing. The advancements in cheaper rockets to carry more payloads into Earth's orbit in a less costly manner is another trend which is supporting the development of these new space stations and space transportation options. The last few years, a lot of companies and governments are making plans to develop and deploy a variety of space stations and moon bases. This seems like a good time to update everyone with what these latest plans are, space technologies, transportation options, and more. I've tried to include all I could on new space technologies and plans relevant to working and living in space. I grew up in the 1960s when the space race with the Russians was just starting. Walking to elementary school with my friends, we used to pretend that we were the Mercury astronauts. Later in the 1980s, I worked at the Johnson Space Center with contractors for a couple of years. I even applied to the astronaut program once. So I love space travel. This led me to write my first book on space in 2017, titled Designing and Building Space Colonies, along with another 10 space-related books later on. So the table of contents of this book includes chapters like the following: about past space stations, the International Space Station, new space transportation options to take these space stations into space, space stations being planned, including Orbital Reef, Northrop Grumman Station, NanoRacks, Pioneer, there's a variety of them, and new technologies in space stations, such as inflatable structures or growing food in space. And then stations around the moon, like the Deep Space Gateway and the latest moon-based plans. Also what other countries like China and Russia are doing. So if this topic interests you, you probably want to get this book and take a look at it. And you would find it in the Living in Space category on my website at Mkettingtonbooks.com, spelled Mkettingtonbooks.com. Thanks for listening.